What's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? How was everyone's weekend? I was just going through all these charts. You know, there's a decent amount of setups, but I don't know. Toss, what's up? J. Paul. Pablo, what's going on? Blast, BB, Pablo. What's going on, everyone? What's everyone looking at this week? So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna chart out C-Blast levels. $31.5. What's up, Zach? How you doing? What's everyone looking at this week? MA, SPY, shop. Let's see. Shop. Bear flag in the 4-hour, you said? Oh, this little flag here. Yeah. Decent. Don't really like it too much. This might be good for puts right here. Visa. Right, just triggered below this low here. Looks like we might push down to 210.53. We got to keep an eye on the overall market here this week. If we take a look at SPY and QQQ, right, SPY is sitting right at this low here. Right, this low here is at 410.65. We're currently sitting at 412.02. So kind of an interesting level that we closed at. Right, we need to hold here badly. Right, if this level doesn't hold, likely we're gonna test this low here around 405, which would be a huge drop this week. Right, take a look at the overall trend since around March 29th. Right, every high has been sold off. So right, this previous support, this previous support, this previous support just broke to the downside. Right, so sellers are currently, you know, taking the lead here. Pretty interesting. But I was taking a look at the option flow before. Right, so this is what I was looking at before. What did I see? Let's see. Give me a second. I gotta pull it back up. Put my filters back on and see if I could find it again. Take a look at this one. After market closed on Friday, someone bought 425 calls for 285,000 for 5-4. That's Wednesday. Right, so someone wants to see a huge bounce to the upside on SPY here. That's really interesting. Someone's bullish. And look at the contracts, right? 1,838 contracts at $154. So this person wants to see 420 plus, which makes sense, right? Because let me chart this quickly. All right, take a look at the 422 region. All right, right here, this red box I highlighted, previous resistance turned into a new support, turned into a new support, and now, you know, acted as a resistance on the smaller time frame here, right? Rejected, 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 and rejected. So if we get the bounce here, which we definitely could, you know, 420 plus could totally happen. All right, take a look at this little multiple areas of rejections across the board. Yeah, that was a C blast order for sure. So kind of interesting, this order. All right, this is the one that caught my eye. Super far out of the money for Wednesday. Interesting. And take a look at this one. And this. So these two, IWM, right, this one and this one. IWM 520 expiration, 177 puts. All right, bought at the same spot, almost a little more than 8,200 contracts for, you know, about $3 million. Kind of looks like a spread. But that's a 177 put, which makes sense. Pull up IWM. All right, look at this. We're sitting at 184 right now. Take a look at the next support here. Let's pull up the weekly. This is the weekly on IWM. This double bottom just broke. This could totally continue selling off to 173. Easy. So, you know, I think that the downside is more favorable for this week. But we'll see what happens. And VIX, I mean, last week that bull flag was just perfect. Right, this is the bull flag we were looking at, right? Nice little strip of consolidation, broke out, retested, and then shot up right to the high of the flag. Every single time works the same way. Got a different song on here. All right. Anyone else catch any other kind of odd flow on the dashboard? What else did you guys catch? This kind of catches my eye as well. Above ask, on target, right? You can also click the word or the ticker and the chart will pop up. So, right, previous resistance, this should act as a support right here. And someone wants to see 235. They bought 800 contracts for 332,000 above ask. I am going to add that to my watch list. Let's keep an eye on that flow this week. Right, this double top right here. Next support below is this right here. And we're kind of flagging a little bit here. Definitely gonna watch this week. Let me know if the music's too loud also. This is super interesting. I'm gonna copy it and paste it just so I don't lose it. What else we got? Anyone else see anything else that's interesting? Change the expiration to less than a month out. right? Like the SPY, IWM, and those ones are not as important as like the individual ticker names. LMT 430 put. Okay, this one's kind of interesting as well. Let's take a look at this one. So a 520 expiration, 430 put. Current price was 431.55, 250,000. Let's take a look. So this support was just broken. Right, this 433.27 level support was just broken on Friday. So this can definitely continue to see more downside and see this level right. See this level, oh my god. Right there. 429, which those 430 puts would go in the money at this point. So kind of interesting. Let's add this to the watch list as well. All right, that's purely based off flow. If you guys don't mind, drop a like on the video. I appreciate it. If this 429 level doesn't hold, we might see 421.7. Right, that's this support here, and it also lines up perfectly with this support. So that's that. Let's go back to the dashboard now. Back to the dashboard. So let's turn off the premium filter and let's make it a little bit less. I'm going to do greater than or equals to 125,000. Just random number. And let's see what we got here. Let's get some more activity in the chat. What did everyone do this weekend? Anyone do anything good? Anyone have any plans this upcoming week? Wow, what was the best trade that you guys made this week, or the worst trade? This week or last week I made like just a bunch of, you know, small little scalps here and there. Nothing too big, which is why I didn't really alert anything. But I love trading after the market dips like this. So we should start to see some huge opportunity in front of our eyes here. And once we start to get on a streak, right, we're going to get on a hot streak. And we're just going to rip through the market. Happens every single time. And it happens like once every month or two. Really looking forward to that streak. And I know it's coming soon. It's been a while. Passed all your classes, congratulations. That's awesome. It's an awesome achievement. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for you know, directional bets. So like for example, these two SPY plays, since they're green and green, that means someone's opening a SPY position, right? They're buying SPY calls and they're entering a position. For example, this one, right, since both are red, these people are entering IWM puts. But if the colors aren't the same, right, so if the ticker is red, that's a put, and if the sentiment's bullish, that means they're selling their their puts, right? So they're exiting their puts, which is why it's bullish. Right, so these people are probably taking profits. Or cutting for a loss, but it's bullish. Today's the first day of EID break, holiday in Saudi. You're waiting for the sideways correction to end before you start taking trades again. Yeah, the beauty of trading is you don't need to trade, right? Cash is totally positioned. You loaded Google puts Friday. Let's take a look at Google. That base on Google was nasty. And when it broke, I mean, this was like perfect downside. Yeah, Google is just rejecting every single high. If this low breaks on Google this week, 2254, you know, looks like we might test, you know, first that low potentially 2240. Then if not, you know, this low here is likely around 2193. Also bad earnings, so a lot of potential there. CVS was an absolute banger last week, guys. I mean, I'll cover actually how, you know, we traded this, or how I spotted it, right? I didn't alert it, but this was just a typical bear flag, right? If I pull this chart up here, this bearish pennant right here is the exact setup we had, right? The bottom right here, bearish pennant, right? You have the flag, then you have multiple areas of consolidation, right? Bounces on the high and the low. You have your stop loss, your entry, and your target, right? So taking a look at that, look at this, right? We, first of all, we have a double top, right? So one area of resistance resisted again, right? We have an area of support that turned into a resistance for the flag, right? And then we have major chop, right? If you were looking at like the ABC correction, right, this would be A, B, C, D, and then E, right? And then it, boom, dropped. For my Elliott wave friends, I haven't really used Elliott wave at all though. Also, right, a lot of people didn't trade this because it is a bear flag, but let's say I did Alt I and I flipped this, right? Now we have a bull flag, right? I just inversed the chart and now it looks like something that every single person here would trade. So it's always good to just take a look at the inverse chart, just to get a different perspective of it. You got smoked by earnings. Been practicing charting SPY. Never played it because I had no K. That's no problem. You know, the market's always going to be here, guys. So if you don't get into a play, don't feel any, you know, fear of missing out. The market's always going to be here. Focus on just trading the best setups. Don't focus on making money. Right? If you trade the best setups, plays are going to work out and money's going to come along with it. So, you know, just a little mindset change. But this play was amazing. Right, pushed back down right to this target here. Right, this high. Once this zone broke, pushed right down to 96. Yeah, CVS puts went up like 800% or so. All right, let's get some good songs on. What kind of songs do you guys listen to? I usually just use like non-copyright songs, but I don't really care if I get copyrighted. I'd rather just listen to better songs. The dashboard sometimes shows in the money put. It doesn't matter if it's in the money or out of the money. If a put's being sold, then it's going to be bullish. If it's being bought, it's going to be bearish. Right? It doesn't matter if it's in the money or out of the money. Miley Cyrus. I'm down. Let's play it.
I hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream I
This is a recommendation from Chris Blast. We're getting lit. Charts and Miley. I mean, this song is a banger. The bar is great. Amazon looks ugly. Amazon looks so ugly, but let's take a look at the smaller time frame here. It kind of looks like a wedge. Yeah, I love Pop Smoke. Charts and Molly. We're listening to the Miley Cyrus currently. I'll play some of this. Let me know if you guys like this song. Take a listen and let me know. It was on your special playlist during vacation. That's so funny. "1980" by Block Odyssey. Let's take a look at Amazon while we're listening to some music. Alright, so take a look at Amazon from last week, right? We had this move to the downside, right? We had this little bottom here, right? So this previous support, this is a wild song. Wild. This is by one of you guys. This is one of your songs. Forgot who it was, but one of you DM'd me and this is one of your songs. If any of you guys create music, let me know. I'll play it. But take a look how this previous support turned into a resistance. Right, it's just something to note, right? Like, it works on all time frames, how old support turns into new resistance. And then we have this level, right? This diagonal level here, and we flagged perfectly. Right, we created a nice little flag, we broke out, we retested, and we saw some continuation. So I'm actually gonna watch this tomorrow. Forgot. The one before was Designer by Smirk. This one. How do I... Here. Designer by Smirk. If you want, you can search my name on Spotify. This is like what I listen to. Some Project X. Okay, so now we have a pretty developed watch list. Okay, so let's cover this actually. I saw this, right? This is like a CVS play kind of thing. Perfect bear flag on Deere and Company, right? We have the flag. Let's inverse this so everyone sees what I'm looking at here. Perfect flag. All right, so this trend broke already. So I'm watching this here, right? If this flag breaks, I'm gonna look for this target, and then if that breaks, right, I'm gonna look for around this level right here. All right, so this is the regular chart. So definitely watch DE this week. Nice little bear flag. Twitter, perfect kind of cup and handle here. Right, we have the cup, we have the handle, we're flagging. I'm looking for a push over 50.25, right? If this level can break, we should see a push up to around 52 or so. Keep that on your watch list, set the alert, and let's look on to the next play. FedEx, watching FedEx this week. This previous support, we're kind of approaching it here. We had this flag break to the upside, pulled back, sitting at the 786. Right, so the 786 here is just measured from this bottom here to this high. Let me know if the music's too loud again. I can't really tell. This is for all my New Yorkers. Nvidia, I kind of like on the daily here to the downside, right? So this previous support and this support, we did not hold at all, right? So I'm looking for a push below 182.9, and I'm gonna look for 178 at least. If you guys see any flags, let me know. Let's just go through this watch list quickly, so then we can go through some of the tickers that you guys like. Watch AMD this week. Definitely like AMD to the downside as well. If this breaks, right? 84.24, previous support, support, and it was a resistance back here, back in March of 2021 in April. So watching that, if this breaks, we should see a push down to around 78 or so. Target found this on the dashboard. 513, 235 calls for 332,000. And take a look at this setup here. Right, one top, two top, right, turned into a new support, and now we're sitting right at it again, right, and we're flagging perfectly. So I'm gonna watch this zone right here for an entry this week. All right, this is going to be around my entry point if we break out to the upside. All right, this is only if SPY and QQQ in the market, hold and move to the upside. If this is going to work, and if that breaks, we should see at least a push to this region right here. Right, previous resistance acted as a resistance again. So this could definitely be a great play. 235 can totally go in the money. This is what I like here. This play right here. I would follow this exact call. LMT. I saw some flow on this as well. Puts. I think it was 430 puts with a large amount of premium. So if we take a look at this chart though, this low was just taken out on close on Friday. So this could definitely see some downside. And then Amazon we just looked at. Okay. AA bear flag. Okay, I like that. All right, that's a nice little flag here. Yeah, we also have Jerome speaking on Wednesday, so definitely be cautious around Wednesday, that's for sure. I like this. Right, let's say if this was inverted, right? This is like a perfect falling wedge. All right, so let's watch for an entry over this high here. And if that breaks, we should see a push up to around this level here. Powell speaks on Wednesday. Right, so I would watch for an entry over that region right there, and if we do enter right there, gonna have a stop loss around this region here. Right, so this previous resistance should act as a support, right, and it's vice versa here. Right, so enter puts below this region here. Right, this is the actual chart here. Puts below, stop loss right here, price target right here. All right, that's our price target. And this is our stop loss. Add that to the watch list. Looks good. MU. So look at this. I mean, I still have this charted from last time, kind of. All right, this previous support turned into another support and acted as a resistance again. So I'm not going to look at this until we approach that region. I swear, these streams are so much better when the good music comes on. I usually just use that copyright-free music, but... You guys like Biggie? UPST. I don't really look at this name. It's like kind of like one of those hype names like Neo and Palantir. This is what we needed to catch right here. Right before that move happened. Perfect wedge. Above the law. I'll play that next. By Deep AZ? Let's see. Deep AZ by Above the Law. Never heard it. But this I wouldn't trade here. Let's see what else we got. UPST we looked at, MU we looked at. Dead Mao, I haven't listened to him in a long time. You play IBs at all? What do you mean? If you guys don't mind, drop a like on the video if you haven't yet already. Appreciate it. Oh, I know this song. I totally forgot about this. Nah, coin ain't for me. Right, it just continues to see more and more downside. How about TDOC last week, guys? I mean, that is nuts. TDOC is absolutely nuts. It's down, you know, 88% from the high. Or so. I mean, that is nuts. Kathy was getting smoked. Down 70% from the high. My favorite setup's probably DE this week. Let's take a look at Tesla. I haven't taken a look at Tesla yet. All right, so what I would watch on Tesla is I think we see some more downside on Tesla. Alright, this support broke. Alright, this previous resistance acted as a support, and now it looks like we're going to continue to see some more downside. Yeah, I don't really like Tesla this week. Alright, this little base was what we really needed to catch here. Let's check out Snap. Yeah, if Snap could bounce right off this previous support, that would be great. Around 2760. What other songs you guys want to hear? Here's Internet Friends. Spy and QQQ, yeah, we covered, but you know, it's not looking too hot unless we reclaim 415. I haven't listened to this in a long time, wow. This is some wild music. Not Sunday night vibe music, that's for sure. But yeah, Spy needs to reclaim 415 badly. I'm gonna set an alert just in case I miss it. MA, look at the MA chart. I mean, that's insane. The amount of consolidation this chart has done. Crazy. Right, oh, for the last 2 years, it's just moved sideways. I don't like this chart though. Disturbed, sounds of silence. The thumbnail is really cool of this. Not the thumbnail, like the cover. Oh, the music's too low. That should be better. I don't really want it too loud though, you know? Just so you guys can still hear me. Nike. I can implement like a song request kind of thing, right? On YouTube. Maybe I'll set that up. That way, you know, you guys could just request the songs automatically. Little cool addition to the stream. Just so it's a little bit more interactive. I gotta get you guys active here. I feel like when I just talk the whole time, you guys fall asleep. I probably would. Remake of Simon and Garfunkel classic. You guys have any earnings bets this week? I see B Patel just said shop for ER. What are you thinking? Calls or puts on this? We have that split coming up on June 29th. 10-to-1 split. Thoughts on Facebook. Facebook's been whipsawing. Yeah, if I had to guess for shop, I mean, like, it's seen so much downside. You know, and shop is such a huge business, right? It's already beaten down, just like Dawes said. I would take calls as an earnings gamble. But then again, I really never trade earnings. Devon Energy earnings put, even though dashboard has both sentiment and calls to put to ratio. Interesting. Interesting. Play this song. Is this your song? Any of you guys make music? If you do, let me know. I'd be more than happy to check it out. So here's my watch list, guys, for the week. This is what I'm looking at. That's really all I like. Google Flow on the dashboard? Sure. Currently drinking coffee. Let's clear the filters. Last week I only took a few scalps, nothing that I alerted though. So let's see, let's take a look at the added money plays here. Turn this to sweeps because it's really all I care about. There we go. Guns N' Roses, baby. Yeah, I know. I'm drinking coffee and it's 9 p.m. Greater than or equals to 100,000. So here and up is Friday and up. So here's calls being sold. Right, that's bearish. You know, nothing really too interesting. This is far out of the money. Someone wants 2,400 on Google. That's pretty interesting. It's directional, right? It's at ask. 107 contracts to sweep for 150K. Yeah, pretty interesting. Roku. Let's check out the earnings page. HD. Oh yeah, I haven't looked at this in a bit, but if this holds, this kind of looks nice actually. Looks pretty decent. On my shop chart, I have, oh, this dotted line is just an alert. I just never removed it. That alert is from this little wedge here, right? I had this falling wedge charted with a little wedge right here and it broke out to the downside. Right, but I was just watching this little wedge to the upside. Alright, I was watching this little wedge. I had an alert set right here, was going to take calls over this high here, and it just broke out to the downside and I never touched it. And I just never removed the trigger level. Oh, it's your boy's song? Nice. DWAC, let's check it out. DWAC's just been moving off news, so it's kind of hard to, you know, chart it. But like everything, right, there's a reason behind everything, and right, resistance acted as a resistance again, and look where it spiked, right as soon as it broke this level here. All right, nice little wedge. Netflix getting absolutely murdered. So on shop, so Raphael asked, so on shop, when it goes against the wedge to the downside, when would the entry be? Okay, let's. Right, so the entry wasn't even an option here, right? You would want to take an entry below the low. Right? So in this exact chart, right, an entry wasn't even attainable. Right, it gapped down, and in that scenario, I wouldn't have even touched it. Right, just gap down and push down. But, you know, the next entry point would be ideally at this low here for puts. Right, this old support bounced again and then turned into another resistance. CLF, we kind of missed the boat here on this wedge. Right, so this example I wouldn't touch because the move already happened that I would have wanted. Right, this is like the move that I want to trade. I was all around the world for a couple of months. I was out in Long Beach for a couple of weeks. I be walking through the town just like you
you and your friends. When you see me on the block, there ain't nothing to see. I'm in Malibu, nigga, what's up? Took a trip to Sedona, we was whipping the truck. Then we headed to Montana, we was looking for
Roku. Roku's just been going down, 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 down. It was at 490 at the high. Now it's at 92. So, you know, fighting the trend big time. But not even gonna go over this. Probably just gonna continue to go down. 2.6 million 900 put on Tesla. Yeah, it's a pretty big put. And it's in the money already. Interesting. That's really all I got to cover, guys. I don't really like much else. We've covered a lot of charts. 850 here. Yeah, DOS, the only way to, you know, I mean, you know, when that happens, it's just best to avoid the setup. Everyone needs to just trade the setup, right? Trade the chart. Don't focus on making money. When you focus on making money, you're obviously going to want to trade more, because who doesn't want to make more money? So, you know, the thing is here, you have to be patient. It's better, less is more, right? So trade less. Wednesday we have the Fed speaking. So ideally, right, you're going to want to wait till after. That's for Wednesday, right? Typical Wednesday chop anyway, so I usually avoid Wednesdays in general. We should get a few good plays this week. There's definitely some decent setups available. I'm gonna be watching DE. Twitter, you know, is on top of my watch list. FedEx is like decent for now. Nvidia, decent. I gotta set my alerts. I didn't set my alerts. Twitter, set like right around that region. Set my alert here and set my alert above. Right, just so I don't have to be staring at the charts all day long, which is why I always set my alerts everywhere. Which is why I have like the premium version of premium. Target I really like this week. I'm going to push this up actually up here and set my alert right around this region. LMT, not my favorite, but decent. Amazon, I'm going to set my alert on. And then AA looked good for that wedge, rising wedge. Also, I've been kind of trading SPY and QQQ a lot. You know, for anyone with a small account, it's great to trade. It moves very nicely. Liquidity is not a problem whatsoever. You get filled very, very easily. So, you know, we'll keep on trading this more often now. Yeah, always watch VIX too, you know. Like, the only reason I was able to tell that SPY was going to sell off this week, right? First of all, SPY didn't have a great chart at all. Besides this resistance right here being the only sign of a potential reversal, but I didn't think it was going to sell off this much. right? We pushed all the way back down below 415, but the only reason I was able to tell that we were about to see a huge sell-off is because of this flag on VIX. Right, this is like a perfect flag here, and we pushed up right to that high point. So, you know, if we see some more downside on the market this week, we're gonna have to watch VIX, because VIX is likely to reject if we do break out right in this region here, around 37 to 38. So set an alert over here. I'm gonna set it right before, around 36, and I'm gonna set an alert here. How do I set up stop losses? I don't really use stop losses. I use mental stop losses. So I play based on the chart. I don't really use percentage. I never use percentage stop losses, that's for sure. Because every chart's different. The Greeks are different on every single option, and no option's the same. So I always just take the loss, or, you know, take my gains based on the chart. All right, so if I were to enter puts here, my stop loss, like my mental stop loss, would be right up above this support here, right? Because if we come back down, it's likely that it's going to bounce and come back down. The last time VIX, it's tested this region a lot, actually, back in October of 2020. October of 2020, and then June of 2020. So it's definitely getting high up there. Right, look where it bounced every single time. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So, you know, just keep an eye on this week. On that note, if you guys could drop a like, I would appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Oh wait, I gotta play my little subscribe button. There we go. Proud of that little button. You know, just keep an eye, right? VIX is gonna tell us a lot this week, especially on Wednesday. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. Appreciate everyone who stopped by. Less is more. All right, trade the plan the trade the plan, focus on good setups, don't be stupid, right? Size correctly, set your stops based on stop support and resistances as opposed to percentages, and, you know, focus on the long-term game here. All right, guys, have a good one.